On to lesson 12. Now we're going to start using the C chord in songs. So we look at this first one in the Bastion book, page 33, Round and Round. We have G, E, C, there's an arpeggio. Same thing, G, E, C. And then notice we have C, D, E, F, G, that's going up the scale. And then the right hand does two chords. Second line, we have the G, E, C arpeggios going down. Then we're going down the scale, F, E, D, C. Same two chords with the right hand. Pretty easy. Now what you might want to do is just spend a little time doing that before we even add that. So let's just do the left hand. Here we go. Now this is the best position for your hands, remember, but so that you can see the fingers a little bit, I'm dropping my hands somewhat. So remember, you got to keep your hands up like this. Here we go. So there's our first note. And we have a 3/4 time signature. That means we only have 3 beats in a measure. We've talked about threes before, but this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Since there's only 3 notes in the triad, it makes sense to have a 3/4 time signature, 3 beats in a measure. So here we go. Ready, set, go. G, E, C, G, E, C, go up the scale. G, E, C, G, E, C, go down the scale. Now I'll add the right hand to that. And we have a quarter rest on beat 1. So we play the G and then we answer with 2 chords. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. G, E, C, arpeggio, go up the scale, chord, chord. G, E, C, arpeggio, go down the scale, chord, chord. Let's do it one more time, and this time won't say anything. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Practicing it, you go ahead and do the repeats. We're going to the next song, Bells in the Distance. Let's just look at the left hand first. It's just a C chord, back to 4/4 times, so it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, because it's tied. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When we get this last measure, the right hand is only going to be doing that G. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's look at the right hand. E, C, E, G, E, G. That's just a mixed up arpeggio. E, G, sorry. E, C, E, G, E, G. The same 3 notes in the triad. Then we're going to go up the scale again. C, D, E, F, G, and then part of the arpeggio, E, G. And the next line starts the same as the first line. We're gonna just play this part right now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, C, E, G, E, G, C, D, E, F, G, E, G, E, C, E, G, E, G. Pretty easy, actually. Since we looked at it, analyzed it, we understand it. Now we're just going to add the left hand, which means the first measure is like this. Then the next measure, we start the chord again. Next line, we start the chord again. Let's put those pieces together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's look at the last 2 measures. It looks complicated, but it's really not, because we have E's, C's, and G's. It's the arpeggio, just really mixed up. And I like to teach this one backwards. So we're going to start with the last measure. Ready, set, go. G, E, C. Easy, we've done that before. Now we're going to add one note before that. So this is like a pickup note into the next measure. 1, 2, 3. E, G, E, C. Okay, now we're going to add the note before that with the G with the left thumb. I'll count 2 beats, then we come in. 1, 2. G, E, G, E, C. And then we'll back up the next 2 notes before that. Here we go. Ready? Go. E, C, G, E, G, E, C. I went through that pretty quickly. You're going to want to spend more time on that. Like play that a few times, play that a few times, that a few times before we put it all together. So you would have rewinded a few times, you have worked that out, so now we can play the whole song. Here we go, beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this line under here, that bracket, that means you can use the pedal. Now those of you who have doing this on the computer, that's not going to happen. If you put down the pedal, it'll keep holding the notes. So you still hear the chord when you're playing the arpeggio. Then we jump to the Alfred book, also page 33. And we look here, now we're going to do chords with the left hand. There's no ties. It's just whole notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we get the last 2 measures, thumbs. Just like we did the G with the thumb in the last song. And the song is Brother John, which is also known as Frere Jacques. And we did this in the first couple lessons in the other book before we had the stabs. So you've played this tune before. So we have C, D, E, C, C, D, E, C, E, F, G, up the scale, G, F, E, C, G, F, E, C, then thumbs, C, G, C, C, G, C. So that's what this song looks like when it's written on the staff. So spend some time practicing that, and now we're going to put the melody in the right hand with the chords in the left hand. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Song we're going to do right now, it's called Here's a Happy Song, because they had to come up with a song and they were feeling happy at the time, so it's a happy song. We start in the left hand, the bass clef, and we're going down the scale, G, F, E, D, but then we turn around and go back up to G. So let's just do that much right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, F, E, D, F, G. Do it again. 2, 3, 4. G, F, E, D, E, F, G. And then we keep going. Back F, E, D, back up E, F. So we're going down and up and back down and back up part way. And then we look at the next line. It starts the same way. It's going down, turns around to go back up, but before we keep going up, we go back down again. So let's just say the notes. Ready? Go. G, F, E, D, E, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C. Going down the scale. It's good to practice just saying the notes even without playing, especially here since it's turning around and going back and forth just to keep yourself straight. All right, let's do the whole left hand, the whole song with just the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, F, E, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, E, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C. So it's all moving by steps. So the widest interval you have is a second. It doesn't go any wider than that. I'm pointing that out because when we look at the right hand, we play a little bit, then we do a right hand C chord on beat 4. The left hand keeps going, and then we have just seconds because they needed a different sound for that. So it's just seconds. Then we go along with the left hand, and we end on 2 chords. So it's going to go like this. Just listen once. 2, 3, 4. All right, now we're going to play it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now after doing this, if you want, you can go back to playing Jingle Bells in the other book, but every time you had those open fifths with just the C's and G's, if you want to fill it in and add the C, then we can have a full chord just for those lines. Just something fun to do. Thank you.